Authority vested in me, I hereby declare this meeting of the Conshohocken Borough Council duly open and ready to conduct any business that may come before it. Borough Council did hold an executive session prior to our work session on personnel and legal matters. The first item on the agenda this evening is under presentations. It is the Proclamation 2023-03, recognizing Dr. William Sabonis for 40 years of service. Bill. Dr. Bill here?
Yeah, he's going to be here.
There he is.
It's my honor. A proclamation recognizing Dr. William Sabonis for 40 years of service. Whereas Dr. William Sabonis completed his pre-chiropractic education at Monmouth College and attended Pennsylvania Chiropractic College. He decided to become a chiropractor after hurting his back in college doing masonry work during the summer, and whereas after college, Dr. Bill was in search to find a community to become the town chiropractor. He chose Conshohocken because of its small town feel. On January 3rd, 1983, Dr. Bill opened Conshohocken Chiropractics at 815 Fayette Street. He had 11 patients that day. Whereas Dr. Bill had many business and professional mentors early in his career, including Armand Bicella, Gary DeMedio, Don Moore Sr., George Sneer, Rudy Lincoln, Matt Sergio, Bill Civarelli, and many others. And whereas early in practice, he treated mostly blue-collar patients. However, that quickly changed with the introduction of the Blue Route. Recognizing the town's potential for growth, Dr. Bill invested in Conshohocken real estate early on. Real estate was an avocation to his profession. And whereas for the first 10 years, he had a few different associates, but for the last 30 years, he associated with Dr. Michael Morgan, a dear friend and classmate in the chiropractic school. Dr. Bill was certified in disability impairment rating, pediatric chiropractic, and therapeutic modalities. He liked to describe himself as an old school, hands-on chiropractor. And whereas in the last 10 years, he saw many more young families and children in his practice and in the community. More of the care was active and preventative and less acute. Whereas throughout the 40 years in the Conshohocken community and surrounding areas, supportive of his practice both as patients and friends. Now, therefore, the Borough of Conshohocken wishes to extend its congratulations and commend Dr. William Sabonis for 40 years of distinguished business within the Borough of Conshohocken, proclaimed on this 7th day of June, the year 2023.
Something to find my paperwork. Can I have that paper? I'm better with my better with my hands than I am with my mouth. First, I'd like to thank the Borough Council, including the Borough Manager Stephanie Checko, also the Mayor, the Solicitor, the administrative staff, the Police Department, the Fire Department, and Public Works, including Operations Manager Ray Sokolowski for this acknowledgement. I need to thank my wife Maureen and my 4 children for putting up with many 12-hour days during the last 40 years. This town embraced my practice from an early time, and I was fortunate to be here throughout the exciting growth. Through many administrations and mayors, the shared focus was always making Conshohocken better, and it continues today. I may have retired from practice, but I hope to continue to be part of the revitalization of this borough in the future. Thank you.
we're the audience.
This is about you.
It's all you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
So if council is so inclined this evening, there is a motion to approve Proclamation 2023-03, recognizing Dr. William Sabanis for 40 years of service to the Borough of Conshohocken.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is swearing in of Patrol Officer, Sergeant, and Lieutenant. Mayor Aronson, if you are up, okay. We will start with the mayor.
Thank you. Can I call up Christopher Montaz?
No, that's okay.
I,
I,
Christopher Montaz,
Christopher Montgomery,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of my office
of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
My neighbor.
It's my name.
Don't fight over him.
I,
I,
Jonathan Stewart,
Jonathan Scory,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office
of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
and that I will discharge
I will discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
to thank everybody from our police department. The majority of our police department put their lives on hold for the last 3 months to participate in this promotional process, and we should really thank them for that.
All officers, police officers, will come up and take their picture.
It's like a wedding.
Do not need to be in uniform.
You have to scooch this way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, you have to swing around a little bit.
Get somebody down in the front. Get a few down front. A few more? Yeah, really.
Some of these need to go to the front, that's it. Scooch in.
Yeah, I think 25.
Welcome to the borough. Sweet ass.
I saw that when he was sitting there.
He had to grow stronger. I'm slow, but he knows. It's my first name. You know, I was looking for him and then as he walked away, I noticed.
That was
Yeah, there's a lot of
I love
pictures.
those dress uniforms. They're so sharp. Yeah.
their dress.
Remember the dress? Yeah. Remember they got them in
Yeah.
the at the DC for the police week? It was hot as well. And they were walking around in those dress uniforms all day. Oh, man.
It's all celebration.
No, I went to, I think it was just Conchi Cairo.
Hey, let's shut the doors.
Here we go. Paul's got it. He's on it.
Paul knows what he's doing.
He does. The next item on the agenda is under Land Use Matters, Public Hearings and Ordinances, is to consider approving a resolution and amendment to the approval of preliminary final subdivision and land development for Matson Mill. There is a no vote on this evening. It is just a presentation, and I will turn that over to Mike Peters.
Thank you, President Leonard. Last year, by Resolution 2022-14, you all extended the time period under which Matson Mill would be required to post financial security for the Oak Street crossing, which, as you know, goes over the train tracks and was a required part of their land development approval. SEPTA still intends to complete those improvements, but we've been told that those improvements are forthcoming and should be completed this year. So the recommendation from administration is to extend the time period under which Matson Mill needs to post financial security out to January 19th of 2024. That would give you some time next year if it still hasn't occurred, or in the alternative, if SEPTA tells us that they no longer intend to complete the improvements, then Matson Mill would have to post security and or complete those. That is the extent of the resolution, and again, you're not voting on it this evening, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Anyone on council, any questions for Mr. Peters?
No questions.
No questions.
Thank you, Mr.
Very good,
Peters.
you're welcome.
The next on the agenda is under council business. We will conduct an interview for a vacancy for the EAC. Mia Barbero, are you here? That's you. I'm sorry. Just come up anywhere. No, I can come up.
Just talk all you want.
Feels like a inquisition.
Sorry.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, okay, yes. So, Mia, why would you like to be on the EAC?
I've already been, I've put in the application, I've already been volunteering with the EAC. I was involved with them because I'm a member of the Friends of the Library.
Okay.
And we were supporting for the Conchi Green Fest. And so that's really the first time I knew what everything was that was going on, other than helping with cleanups before. So I really would like to get involved, better the community that I live in. I live right on 6, so I'd love to be involved.
That's great. Someone else have a question?
Is there any particular issue that you're passionate about that you would like to work specifically with the EAC to bring to the borough?
I think the most important thing is getting the information out to the borough residents, because I lived in the borough and I didn't know much about the actual events that went on and what the committee does. So I think that it would be great to help in spreading that information, and especially to a lot of new people that are moving into the community. I grew up in Conchi and Roxborough, so I know a lot about the area, but I find that people who are coming in don't realize that it's not part of Philadelphia, and there's so many things to get involved in.
Right.
Thank you.
Exactly. Community cleanups, Green Fest was a perfect example. A lot of the things that they've already talked about in council meetings that could be possibilities for the future, but we're always looking for support and people to get involved. And I think if the high school wasn't involved, we'd have half of participation. So I'd love to get involved to increase the participation.
And Mia, what do you think the role is of the EAC in general?
The role of the EAC? As being part of the board on the EAC?
Yes, just with the EAC group itself. Like, what do you think their role is?
I think the goal overarching is to look at environmental concerns that affect our community, whether it's recycling, things being clean, green spaces, and supporting, educating the people that live in the borough on how to do these things better and get involved to be part of the community.
Anyone else have a question?
No, I'd just like to make a statement. I've been the liaison with the EAC, and I've been very excited that Mia has come to join, because this area of education and effectively like publicity is part that the EAC really needs.
Right.
Because like she was mentioning, if we didn't have school volunteers, there would not necessarily be as much attendance at events, but we're hoping to change that so that we don't have to rely solely on school volunteers. So I think with the EAC's new direction in terms of trying to be more community involved and doing what the community is asking for, Mia has a great way of making sure that those messages get out in a timely manner.
Thanks. That's great. Thank you. Well, thank you for coming in this evening. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Okay, thanks so much.
Your interest in the
Thanks
EAC. You're good.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't drink
That's
it.
everything.
All right, thanks so much.
See, it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. Thanks.
There you go. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is Manager Matters, and I'm going to turn this over to Stephanie Checco.
Thank you, President Leonard. The first item is the 2022 CDBG curb ramp project. That was An RFP was sent out. We're looking to do approximately 8 curb ramps. We received 6 proposals. You received a bid tab of the submissions. This evening, we are recommending Remington Vernick Engineers as the engineer to be selected for the RFP submissions. While they had a higher overall cost, we felt that their proposal included significant involvement with Borough staff in completing the project. And if you evaluate the cost per hour compared to the other applicants, RVE's cost per hour is actually the lowest. In other words, their overall cost might have been the highest, however, the hours dedicated to the project were also the highest. So once you do that calculation, they actually come out to the lowest dollar figure per hour associated with the project. So we feel the allocation of hours indicates their dedication to the overall project and ensuring the project is completed efficiently and effectively. I am requesting, if so inclined, the council make a motion to award the contract to RVE this evening.
So the motion this evening is to award the contract for engineering services for the 2022 CDBG curb ramp project to Remington and Vernick Engineers at a not to exceed cost of $39,642.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
The next few items are escrow releases. The first one is a release for 701 Jones Street, the professional service escrow, in the amount of $17,061.99.
So the motion of council is inclined this evening is to approve 701 Jones Street professional service escrow release number 1 in the amount of $17,061.99.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
322 East 8th Avenue is a professional service escrow final, if so inclined.
So the motion is to approve 322 East 8th Avenue professional services escrow release number 1 final in the amount of $2,386.11.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
The next is one for 144 West 9th Avenue for the professional services final release.
So if council is inclined, the motion is to approve 144 West 9th Avenue professional services escrow release number 1 and final in the amount of $1,535.40.
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
51 Washington Street has submitted an escrow release request. This would be their 3rd request, and it has been reviewed by your engineer.
So if council is inclined this evening, the motion is to approve 51 Washington Street financial security escrow release number 3 in the amount of $74,272.50.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
There is an escrow release for financial security for 331 West 7th Avenue.
So if council is inclined this evening, the motion is to approve 331 West 7th Avenue financial security escrow release number 2 in the amount of $10,123.25.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And the last escrow release for consideration this evening is 102 Forest Street, which is also a final financial security escrow release.
Thank you, Stephanie. So if council is inclined, the motion is to approve 102 Forest Street Financial Security Escrow Release Number 3 and final in the amount of $30,557.74.
I'll make the motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
The next item refers to a tuition reimbursement for the police collective bargaining agreement for Officer Hall in the amount of $1,860 plus the cost of books for the summer semester.
So the motion for council is to approve a tuition reimbursement for Officer Hall for the 2023 summer semester in the amount of $1,860 plus the cost of books upon successful completion of the course.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is another tuition reimbursement item through the police collective bargaining agreement for Sergeant Murray in the amount of $2,954.22. In addition, he has completed his master's degree, so he is requesting the one-time education bonus in the amount of $700, which is also in the collective bargaining agreement.
Thank you, Steph. So for council this evening, if they are inclined, the motion is to approve a tuition reimbursement for the 2023 spring semester in the amount of $2,954.22 and approve an education bonus for the achievement of a master's degree in the amount of $700 for Sergeant Murray.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
The next item relates to the license plate recognition camera system. So back in 2022, towards the end of the year, our emergency management team led a demonstration basically on emergency management procedures and plans for the future. The police department, through Detective Walter, provided a presentation on LPR cameras. Those are the license plate recognition camera system. Those cameras are included in your 2023 capital budget. We are at the point where we have worked through the contract stipulations with the vendor. This evening we are in a position to put the resolution which authorizes the execution of that contract in front of you for consideration. If you have any questions, I can answer them. The total amount that is budgeted for is roughly $224,000 over a 5-year period. So this will be a carryover cost that will be in your capital budget for the next 5 years. And the resolution that's in front of you also allows for my office and the solicitor's office to execute any additional agreements that come along with the contract, such as attachment to polls, PennDOT requirements, etc.
And that's for 23 cameras?
21 cameras.
21 cameras.
So if council is inclined this evening, the motion is to approve Resolution 2023-14, authorizing execution of a software use and agency agreement with Plate Logic for a license plate recognition camera system.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And the next item of business, Chief Metz has indicated that he will be retiring from the Borough of Conshohocken after 38 years of service as of June 30th, 2023. There will be an additional formal recognition of those 38 years of service at the June 21st council meeting. So that is to come. This evening, we have finalized a chief of police job description, which will get advertised, and we will begin that extensive search process. In order to do that, we do need council's authorization of the job description and also authorization to advertise that said job description, if inclined.
Thank you, Stephanie. So sadly, I will ask for a motion to approve the Borough of Conshohocken Chief of Police job description and authorize advertisement of the Chief of Police job description.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is public comment. I will start with Mayor Aronson. Go ahead, Brett. Sorry.
Thank you, President Leonard. So we had the Arts Festival and Car Show last weekend. Still exhausted and sunburned, but I think it went very, very well. I know throughout the year, the groups that we work with on events always give feedback that our staff is so wonderful to work with. And on this event, I get to go through that process. So I can confirm we have a wonderful professional group that help put this event on every year. So thank you to our administration. Thank you, council, for your support. Police department, emergency services, public works. It's really a team effort to put on the Arts Festival. So Sarah and I appreciate it, and we are already looking forward to June 1st, 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Aronson. Stacy?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Anita?
Yeah, just to reiterate what he said, the car show and the art show was great, and kudos to all the hard workers on that day.
Kathleen?
Thank you.
Adrian?
Yes, the Conshohocken EAC had their spring cleanup. The weather was awful, but lots of great community members and Shauna from the Borough, as well as the EAC, and even our own Karen Tutino showed up in the rain to pick up, and I believe there were at least 25 people who showed up, and they picked up a good amount of trash. So really appreciate this happening twice every year. So it was a success, even with the rain.
Good.
Kudos. I would like to say that the senior spring luncheon was today, and it was a great success. It was a great turnout for it. We had a great time. I'd like to thank Lauren and all the staff at the community center for all their hard work and dedication all year on all the events they do, but especially for the seniors because it is so appreciated by them. And I'd like to thank our administration also for that. So it was a great day. We had a great time. And all the seniors truly had a great time. So thank you to them. Is there anyone, Tina?
I have nothing, thank you.
Chief Metz?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay. So anyone else for public comment this evening? No other public comment, so I will say meeting adjourned. Thank you.